Oke, selamat pagi, selamat siang, selamat malam. Sekarang kembali lagi di Rich Peak episode terbaru. Dan kita bakal ngobrol sama band yang keren lagi dari luar negeri tentunya. Kenapa harus saya lagi yang ngobrol? Kurang tahu saya juga kenapa harus saya yang ngobrol. Mungkin yang lain masih pada tidur atau entahlah malu, tapi saya harus pede dan harus mau untuk ngobrol sama band-band luar negeri ini ya. Oke, kali ini kita sudah kedatangan tamu dari band dari Los Angeles, Amerika, USA. Band popang ini baru saja desain sama Hopeless Records, keren banget ya. Itu mimpi saya tuh pengen desain sama Hopeless Records di situ. Dan mereka kebetulan baru masuk ke Hopeless Records sekitar tahun lalu lah kalau nggak salah. Dan sekarang personilnya udah siap buat ngobrol-ngobrol sama kita. Penasaran siapa? Gak usah lama-lama lagi. Inilah It's Point North. Hello guys.
Hey.
Alright. Who do we have here today? It's tonight. It's evening right there, right?
It's I don't even, I think it's 8 o'clock ish. Sage, I don't know. Can you see?
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. 8-ish. It's like 8:10 at night. So it's all good.
I'm starting out fresh in here because it's still 10 a.m. in Indonesia.
Oh, lucky. Already on to the next.
And I'm seeing the
Agree with
views
it,
here.
Yeah.
So who do we have here from Point North?
I'm John. I sing for Point North.
I'm Sage. I play drums.
And who are we missing today?
Andy. We're missing Andy.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's probably at home.
Andy's at home. He's recovering from a pretty substantial surgery, so he's a little under the weather. But I'm sure he otherwise would love to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he is all right and get speed recovery, right?
Yeah. No, he's killing it. He's doing great. I think he's making a nice recovery.
Okay, so first thing first, John.
Yep.
El Segundo Teen Center, A Dying Dream. Does that remind you of something?
Yeah, for sure. Like my first show, some of my first shows ever was El Segundo Teen Center. I grew up in El Segundo, so it's like this small town that's right next to LAX. And it was that was back when I'm so old, but that was back when like hardcore was just what kids did. You just went to hardcore shows and that was cool. And yeah, I remember seeing A Dying Dream before they became The Ghost Inside, and all of those dudes, I think all of them, if not most of them, went to my high school, El Segundo High School. And me and all my buddies looked up to them, and we wanted to be just like them. They were like they were like the cool, older, amazing hardcore band. But they were playing with Let Live, who's Jason Butler's band, who's now in Fever, and a bunch of other just local hardcore acts. And those were my first shows I've ever been to.
So I'm just wondering, like, did you have any kind of interaction with the hardcore scene back in the day? Like, did you play in any band, or you just like the crowd mosh pit crew?
I have played in just about every style band you could think of. I ironically, I guess my only hardcore venture was me and Andy's last band called Lesser that I actually played drums for, and Andy was actually the front man, and he it was like Final Fight. It was like melodic hardcore, and and Andy would scream, and I played drums. But growing up, I don't think I was ever in a hardcore band. I think it was mostly like I was in a ska band. I was in a death metal band. Pop punk bands, you name it. But yeah, I was always a fan. I was a fan first at hardcore shows. I liked going to a show. I liked hardcore dancing.
Like this?
I mean, like it's not the same anymore. If you go to see like a hardcore, I mean, there are some fans that hold it down for sure. But yeah, I was obsessed with just two-stepping. And I just liked going with all my friends. It was just a place to hang out when you're 14 years old, you know?
That's awesome. That's cool. Let's move on to Sage. Sage, I want to quote something from mi.edu.
Oh, man.
Okay, when he was around 7 years old, a faithful game of Guitar Hero 2 led him to pick up a pair of drumsticks and continue on the path he is on today. What were your favorite songs on Guitar Hero back in the day?
What were your favorite songs?
Oh wow, you're diving in there. Okay, well, first of all, so to backtrack, I started playing when I was like 4, but I got serious because of Guitar Hero when I was 7. So like I tinkered from the age of 4, but I got serious at 7. So there was that's so funny. I remember the songs were Monkey Wrench, Guitar Hero 2,
Good
Monkey
song.
Wrench
Guitar Hero
by the
2.
Foo Fighters, and Madhouse by Anthrax was another one, and well, I'm drawing a blank. Those are like the 2 main ones, and then Cherry Pie by Warrant. Those like the 3 songs when I was like 7 years old that I was like, dude, I need to like learn this, and I just dove head first, and the Guitar Hero games were a huge part of my upbringing though, and Tony Hawk, like the soundtrack.
Yep, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
That was my first like introduction into that world of music. That made me like draw to the drums. Yeah, I was like 7 when Guitar Hero 2 came out, which is weird. It shows my age, you know. And yeah,
you be my son.
So I remember like, yeah, that was the initial start. No, but yeah.
Speaking of Guitar Hero, like, would you go all out and on expert difficulty? Like, some people would try like a beginner and then easy. Would you go all out like expert?
Yeah, I used to have the touchpad guitar. That was like you had the like the 5 up here, but you had the touchpad where you could do like the tapping, the double hand.
Mm-hmm.
I was obsessed with it, man. I have like all the Guitar Heroes minus like I think one of them, But yeah, so I was all about it. I used to lock myself in my basement for summer, and when I was like a 9 or 10-year-old, just play fucking Guitar Hero, dude. Crazy.
Speaking of video games, John, are you into video game as well?
Now I am. It's unhealthy.
Come on.
Since quarantine started, I've been playing so much Call of Duty. It's pretty stupid. I've never like been like a gamer. It's crazy. I've been so focused on like producing and music since I was like 15 or 17, and I've never really like had time to like just be someone to just turn on a video game and play it. I kind of just always thought it was a waste of time. But now that quarantine happened and I have nothing but time, and obviously work has kind of slowed down a bit since sessions kind of slowed down, I bought a PS4. It was my first adult video game purchase besides buying a Switch for touring. But I bought a PS4. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go for it. And I bought Call of Duty, and I am just addicted. It's like, it's bad. My girlfriend hates it. I instead of like having normal morning routines, I'll just wake up and I'll wake up my brain with a couple games of Call of Duty, and then I'll start working, and then I end my day with Call of Duty. It's like a whole thing. It's like definitely not normal for me. So quarantine bringing out a different side of me for sure.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Right on. So we're going back to John. John, I'm gonna quote something, and you have to figure out what song is it from. Okay?
Okay.
I still got promises to make. I won't hesitate. If none of this was fake, I'd make you my East Coast lady. What song is that?
Holy
Whoa.
shit.
Whoa, I'm trying to think.
You don't know what that is, Sage. How did you know about that song? I'm super curious.
You guys are Point North. I have to find out. Come on.
God.
Wait, I'm thinking if I've ever heard it before. That's like in my head.
Nah, because that's a song off of like an EP that I was recording in 2015, I think, or 2014, 2015.
Oh.
And I was like trying to make a John Mayer album. I'm obsessed with John Mayer. And there was like a girl at the time that I had a huge crush on from the East Coast. And that's what that song is about. But yeah, that's crazy. I think, I don't know. There must have been 8 or 10 songs. There was like a big work of music that never saw the light of day. Obviously, they did see the light of day. If if you know what that is. That's crazy.
What? I'm
Yeah,
scared now.
that's
I'm terrified what he's gonna ask me.
It's only me, it's only Rich Music Online. We have that kind of question. So anyway, talking about East Coast lady, East, John, what other Eastern thing that do you like? Eastern thing, East thing.
Like from the East Coast of the United States?
Anything else? Like East Coast, like East of Asia, East of the world, Eastern food. What else?
Yeah. I love different cuisines from all over the world. I'm like a foodie too at the end of it. I always say that if I wasn't a musician, I'd be a chef, because cooking is like my favorite thing to do. But yeah, anything east of the U.S. food-wise, Italian food, depends on like how you're looking at the world, but go all the way around it. But I mean, yeah, I haven't been lucky enough to go anywhere really besides, I've never been out of the country besides Canada once. But I've never been to Mexico, and I'm like 2 hours away from Mexico, so that's pretty crazy. So yeah, I guess I can only really speak on genuinely like within the States, and some of my favorite cities are like Chicago. I love New York City. I like vacationing in Florida. Otherwise, I don't really fuck with Florida. But yeah, I wish I've seen more. I really wish that I was able to travel more. Hopefully, when all this ends, we'll be able to get over there as a band and go see. Sage has seen more of the world than I have. He's been all over the place.
I've been around the block. I feel like I last year I take it back. I haven't been like anything crazy. Like I've been to the UK and I've been to Europe. Then Australia, like I've been to Australia a couple times, but other than that, I toured the U.S. I feel like I've been almost everywhere in the U.S. minus like Alaska and Hawaii. But
Hawaii,
yeah, man. I haven't been to Hawaii. No.
Oh, it's crazy. You've been to Australia, but you haven't been to Hawaii.
I know, which is very strange. Yeah.
That is strange.
So Sage, winding up here, Suicide Machines. Do you remember
so
the Suicide Machines
again? Sorry.
The Suicide Machines.
Yeah.
What do you remember about the Suicide Machines?
So it was their first record. Well, first of all, that goes back to the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like everything about that. But the Suicide Machines. My favorite drummer is Derek Grant, who plays in Alkaline Trio, and he was like 16 when he played on the first Suicide Machines record, which is like one of my top favorite records of all time.
That's dope.
It's also your first video on YouTube of covering drums, right? Like the drum cover from your YouTube.
I was in that video. I'm like 15, 16 years old. I have like long hair, and I'm playing in my friend's basement.
This is like 6 months ago? What?
Yeah, it's like right before Point North. No, I was literally like 15, 16 years old. One of my first like actual drum covers on YouTube was of the song "New Girl," and I like had glasses and super short, medium hair that was like shaggy, and it was literally like my friend recording me with his fucking phone, and So that's my relationship with Suicide Machines.
Speaking of ska, did you have any involvement with ska or punk movement back in the day?
Yeah.
Can you please tell me
the main band I toured? Yeah, the main band I toured with was a band called Fairhaven. I joined that band when I was in 7th grade, and I left the band when I was in my senior year of high school when I moved to LA. And it was an 8 or 9, sometimes 9-piece ska band. And yeah, they were called Fairhaven, and we had like put out like 2 albums, a couple EPs. Like we did a bunch of shows with like Real Big Fish and Less Than Jake, and did a lot of cool stuff. We were really into like the underground punk scene, like the Chicago underground punk scene, and just the Midwest circuit, because there wasn't really that much ska. And then when we would come to the West Coast, we would do a bunch of ska shows and all this crazy stuff. So yeah, man, I was super involved with the ska. I was in a Ska Punk band, I should say, and that was like my main band. Yeah, the band was called Fairhaven. Anyone watching this can probably find the band somewhere. And that was like my band. That was like my Point North before like Point North, like, which is crazy. I was in that band for like year, like 7th grade to like 12th grade. It's crazy.
And new information about Sage and John from Point North. That's really awesome. So here we go. John and Sage, Chainsmokers. What do you guys remember about that?
I don't think Sage was in the band yet when we did that.
I wasn't in the band. That was
Okay.
you, John.
Okay.
That was like pretty early on, around the inception days of Point North, and that was fun. Me and I think that was like me and Andy and then 2 other former members of the band recorded that at my old studio called Catacomb, which is pretty far away from me now. I worked there for 2 years before I started to go work for another producer, and then eventually working for myself. But yeah, I think that cover is great. I know a lot of friends of mine love that cover, but I love that song.
You know, pop punk covers, like many pop punk bands do cover stuff, right? So like,
But
will you guys ever make like another cover album, like Panga's pop style? You know, if so, what kind of pop song will you guys put into the album if you're gonna make one?
depends.
Oh.
I feel like that we haven't done a cover. I think since what? I think Paranoid came before
Ghost of You?
Ghost of You, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've kind of grown a lot as a band and kind of figured out who we are, what we kind of love about everything that everyone brings to the table. And I think if we were to go for a cover, it would be a strategic move as far as what style, who's singing it, like who sings the original, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, definitely like it. I mean, Hammer. We covered this song called "Hammer" by Nothing Nowhere, and when I say we, I mean like that was like I didn't even know that was going to be a Point North track. That was just I was drunk one night and decided to make a pop punk cover of a song I loved, and then the guy that was distributing our music at the time was just like, "Yo, I'm going to put this out," and I was like, "Cool." And then now we're just identified by this song. So it's like a bittersweet kind of thing. But I think I would love to cover I don't know. What do you think, Sage? Like I would like to cover like poppier stuff and put like a alt rock vibe on a big pop song.
Exactly. My whole thing is like something so like not predicted, because I feel like people are gonna assume like they're gonna do like a punk song, you know, or like a rock song. But it'd be cool to do like a pop song that's really popular, or like a B-side pop song, and just totally do like a 180 on it and like make it
like a cool R&B song would be super sick, you know, or something that's super hip hop. I think that's why Hammer snapped as hard as it did, because it was a hip hop song,
right,
which made it special for it sounding the way it did when I covered it. But yeah, I think we did something cool and vibey and like, I don't know.
All right.
That's awesome. So winding up here, Point North, we're gonna do some rapid questions. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pick one from 2 choices and tell me the reason why you picked that answer, okay?
Okay.
Cool.
John and Sage, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet.
I'm gonna say NSYNC because Justin Timberlake.
I'm gonna say Backstreet because I was raised more on Backstreet.
See, I agree. It was a toss-up for me. I was also raised on Backstreet, and that was one of my first CDs. But I'm such like a Justin fan. We were just doing a drive-up recently, and I like listened to an old NSYNC album, and I was like, damn, maybe it's just because listening to him back now, I would choose NSYNC. Yeah. But yeah.
All right, next, Blackpink or Baby Metal?
Baby Metal.
Why?
Yeah. Shit's hard.
It's hard, yeah. It's just fucking cool. Yeah.
You guys are not into K-pop at all?
No.
I never really got into K-pop.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, no, I haven't. I never. I know there's a lot of K-pop producers like in my area too, and it's kind of a thing out here. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if I like sat down and digested a bunch of K-pop, I'd probably love it. It'll probably be my favorite thing tomorrow.
Okay, the last one.
I love.
Send me some good K-pop.
Okay, yeah.
bands, and I'll check them out.
All right, the last one. McDonald's or Wendy's?
Ooh, Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Ooh.
goes down.
Wendy's.
Tough choice. What about it?
The 4 for 4, and also I don't know. I just trust Wendy's more. I don't know. But is it like neither though? Because are we like boycotting all of these fast food companies in the U.S. now?
Yeah.
Because they're donating to Trump. So it's like
True.
maybe neither. Back when we were ignorant of the facts, maybe Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Not
say
so much.
Wendy's.
I'm not positive on that. But I don't know like who gives what. I don't have the list next to me, but I know that there is a large list of those companies.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out for that stuff out here. Gotta stay woke.
Yeah.
All right, here's the last one. Please say something for your music listener in Indonesia. I mean, like some people listen to Point North here.
That's awesome. Well, I would just like to say thank you so much for checking out our music and for supporting us. We can't wait to get over there and play in front of a bunch of people, not only here but over there and all over the world too. And we love everyone, and we can't tell them how much we appreciate the support enough.
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Point North. Hopefully to meet you guys in person soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Man, thanks for having us, dude.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
man.
much.